Once again, the New York Giants lost on Sunday. This week, the Giants suffered a disappointing 17-9 loss to the Los Angeles Rams. The Giants' defense played a great game, but the offense was unable to generate any points and ultimately cost the team the game. With 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the game, the Giants got the ball back down by 8 points. Daniel Jones was tasked with leading the Giants down the field 80 yards to try to tie the game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Unfortunately, Daniel Jones and the Giants came up short on this drive as Jones threw a heartbreaking interception in the red zone with less than a minute left to play. But this was a very impressive drive from the second-year quarterback until that last play. So, welcome back to Fireside Giants. I'm Anthony. Let's break down that final drive of the game and see where Jones went wrong. The first play of this drive was one of the best throws of Daniel Jones' career so far. It is really unfortunate that this play will be forgotten due to the disappointing outcome of this final drive, but this throw was incredible. The Giants are running a dagger concept on the right side of the field with wide receivers Darius Slayton and Golden Tate. On this play, Slayton is running in the deep in route while Tate runs a streak down the middle of the field. Tate's goal is to draw the safety away and open up the middle of the field for Slayton. This concept works as a single high safety is forced to drop back and cover Tate over the deep middle. When Slayton begins his cut to the middle of the field, the cornerback is stuck to him. Slayton does not have much, if any, separation at the top of this route, but Daniel Jones sees the open portion of the field and anticipates Slayton getting open out of his break. Jones puts a ton of velocity on this throw and put the ball out in front of Slayton where only Darius could get it. Jones threw Slayton open here and hit him in stride, giving him plenty of room to run. Taking a look at the second angle makes his throw even more impressive. As the ball is in the air, you can see how tight the coverage is by the cornerback. A perfect throw allowed Slayton to separate. This is a really difficult and impressive throw from Daniel Jones. He threw Slayton open on this play and made a huge gain of 33 yards to start this drive. The next play on this drive highlights a weakness in Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has become somewhat of a one-read quarterback this year in Jason Garrett's offensive scheme. This is a problem I only saw on occasion last year with Pat Shurmur, but this year I have seen this problem arise for Jones over and over again. It is becoming concerning. On this play, Jones locks into his first read. The Giants are running a levels concept on the right side of the field, creating a low-high read for Daniel Jones. This is a simple concept that makes things really easy for the quarterback. Golden Tate runs a short in route while Evan Engram runs a deeper in route. Jones' first read is Tate. If the defender takes Tate's route away, Jones should know that Evan Engram will be open over the middle. But as this play begins, notice how Jones just locks right into his first read and never looks past it. He stares down Tate and the defender jumps on this route. Jones does not see the defender jump on the route and throws it anyway. Had Jones made it to his second read, he would have been able to hit Engram over the middle for a gain of over 10 yards. I admit it looks like Tate alligator armed this throw. He should have caught this ball despite the contact, but this ball really should have never been thrown to Tate. The second read was the correct read on this play, and Daniel missed it. This third play is another positive. On this one, the Giants' offensive line fails like usual. Will Hernandez gets torn to shreds by Aaron Donald on this play. Andrew Thomas also allows his defender to get a pressure. But what is most important to note on this play is Daniel Jones' reaction to this pressure. In his rookie season, Jones was oblivious to pressure like this. If it was coming from his blind side, Jones never sensed it and never escaped from it, resulting in a ton of strip sacks. But on this play, we could see clear progression and development from Daniel Jones and his pocket presence. The pressure comes from Daniel's blind side. He has room to slide to his right in the pocket and recognizes this. As he slides to the right, Jones prepares for contact, tucking the ball in to prevent a sack fumble. He also gets down in a squat position to lower his center of gravity, giving him better contact balance. Right tackle Cam Fleming then gets bull rushed right into Daniel Jones. His low center of gravity though helps him absorb this contact, then he spins out of it and finds a big lane to the left side and runs right through it. On the fourth play of this drive, Jones once again makes the wrong read. This time on the low-high read, Jones takes the high when he should have taken the low. Golden Tate, a known playmaker after the catch, has separation from the cornerback in single coverage underneath. An accurate throw in stride could result in a solid gain. Instead, Jones decided to whip the ball into double coverage to Evan Engram over the middle. The throw was accurate, but it was zipped into tight coverage. Engram was forced to try to make a catch in a lot of traffic, and he was not able to hang on. So while this was an accurate throw, it was not the right throw to make. The correct read was to throw the low underneath to Tate. Jones made this more difficult than it needed to be. Additionally, we could see from the other camera angle that Jones was again locked into a specific read and did not read the entire field. Jones was keyed in on Engram, making it easy for the safety to read his eyes. Jones might not have seen this safety because of his tunnel vision on Engram. Furthermore, had Jones waited a little longer and gotten to his third read, the Giants might have had a big play or touchdown on the deep right side of the field, depending on how the wide receiver read the safety. If the receiver heads to the sideline and runs a corner, he would likely have been open for a touchdown. This fifth play is one where Daniel Jones makes something out of nothing. Jason Garrett gives Daniel Jones absolutely nothing to work with on this play. It is 2nd and 10 with 1 minute and 24 seconds left in the game. The Giants also have one timeout, so getting out of bounds is not a huge priority at this moment. New York would be fine to gain 5 to 10 yards on this play if it means getting the ball out of Daniel Jones' hands quickly. Jason Garrett instead calls a play here that sends every receiver on a route that goes at least 15 yards down the field. If the pocket collapses, Jones has nowhere to go. Additionally, the Rams defense was playing back in a soft zone coverage, meaning they were prepared for any deep routes. A route underneath would have resulted in a gain of yards. As this play develops, notice how every receiver's back is turned to Daniel Jones when they pass the line to gain. None of the receivers are prepared to catch the football. Jones has nowhere to throw the ball as the pocket begins to collapse. Jones makes the right decision here, stepping through the pocket and finding open space to run to. Aaron Donald was breaking through the pass protection on this play, forcing Daniel Jones to have to get out of the pocket. On play 6, the Giants are running a rub route on the right side of the field to get the ball out of Daniel's hands quickly for a short gain. Daniel Jones needs to read how the safeties react to this route combination. If the middle high safety takes away the seam route, then Engram will be open underneath on an out route. The play works as designed, and Jones puts the ball on the money for Evan Engram. This was a good decision and an accurate throw for a short gain. This set the Giants up in the red zone with a chance to score and tie the game. The last play of this drive was a killer. After making all these great plays on the drive that we just broke down, Daniel Jones squandered the opportunity to score and threw a terrible interception to kill this drive. Again, on this play, Daniel Jones was locked into his first read and failed to go through his progressions. Golden Tate was open on the left side of the field after running a curl route from the slot. Furthermore, Jones hesitates on this throw and the ball is late. Daniel sees a lane to run through and takes it. He had plenty of room to run and could have gotten down inside the 10-yard line with about 40 seconds left in the game. Instead, Jones forces a late throw to the sideline behind his wide receiver. The ball, being late and underthrown, was picked off as the cornerback was able to undercut the route. Looking at this play again, Jones had options. The out route was open if the ball was thrown on time. Additionally, Dion Lewis was open underneath as a check down option. There was still 54 seconds left on the game clock. Jones did not need to force this throw. He had plenty of time and options. Instead of forcing the ball to the sideline, Jones should have taken off with the ball and ran. He had an opportunity to pick up a first down or at least make the next down manageable. Daniel Jones locked into his first read on this play and forced the throw. He needs to learn to look to his next read when the first one is not there. Had Jones gone through his progressions, he could have completed a pass to Tate or Dion Lewis. He also should have recognized how much room he had to run and that he needed to move on from the out route and take off if he felt he did not have time to look to the left side of the field. This, simply put, was a terrible decision, one that Jones cannot afford to make. This was another great drive that Jones put together, then threw away just like the 19-play drive against the Steelers in Week 1. Jones has to stop making plays like this. It is costing the Giants points and ultimately costing them games. What makes Daniel Jones so frustrating is he will make 5 great plays in a row, make some super impressive big-time throws, then ruin it with a head-scratching, brain-dead decision to kill the drive. This has happened time and time again. If Daniel Jones is going to establish himself as a franchise quarterback for the New York Giants, he's going to have to stop making plays like this and start turning these drives into touchdowns rather than turnovers. It is a long season, so Jones has time to fix this, but the time is starting to run out. It is now or never for the Giants' second-year quarterback, Daniel Jones. Thank you for watching this film breakdown on Daniel Jones' final drive against the Rams in Week 4 by me, Anthony Rivardo, and Fireside Giants, an Empire Sports Media production. Be sure to subscribe for more film breakdowns just like this, as well as a ton of excellent New York Giants and the NFL content. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment what player you want me to break down next, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.